Hello, and thank you for stumbling upon my little video and my little channel. As always, I have a very exciting video, like I say all the time. So yeah, this is the Joneses household, and I hope you like the video. So I did just want to say, you might hear like some background music or something. One of my housemates is playing not garage band, what am I talking about? She's playing guitar in the other room, so I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but just in case you can, that's what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and read the little description of the household that I wrote. So the title, I guess, of the household is just the Joneses. And the description that I wrote says, everyone says it's important to keep up with the Joneses, and it's obvious why, right? They have the perfect traditional family life. Is this 1950s family perfect? Depends what you consider perfect. So that is the actual description that I wrote of the household, and then I'm going to go ahead and kind of describe each one of the family members as well. So the father in the house, I guess, his name is Timothy Jones, and he is an adult male. His traits are romantic, hot-headed, and ambitious, and his aspiration is fabulously wealthy, which brings along the business savvy trait, if you know what I mean. And his career is that he's in business, and his level is 7. And so the mother in this household, I guess, her name is Angela Jones, and she is an adult female, and her traits are gloomy, childish, family-oriented, and her aspiration is super parent, so that brings the domestic trait with her as well. And Angela is a stay-at-home mom, so she doesn't have a technical job, I guess, but it's hard work, of course. And then their oldest child, his name is Patrick Jones, and he is a teen male. His traits are genius and geek, and his aspiration is computer whiz, so that brings along the quick learner trait as well. And then their daughter, her name is Amanda Jones, and she is a child female, and so her trait is active, and her aspiration is rambunctious scamp. And they have 2 pets as well. They have Ziggy Jones, who is a dog, and B. Jones, who is a cat. And I just realized, I didn't think about this at the time, but did anyone read those books as a kid? I think Judy B. Jones or Junie B. Jones or something. I didn't think about it until I said it out loud, but I used to read those books all the time. Those were like I used to read all the time in general. I was like a voracious reader, but that's just kind of funny. I didn't realize it till I said it out loud. Anyway, so one thing that you might notice about this specific house is that it looks like very well put together. And I think that's kind of like the idea behind this household in general. Sorry, one of my neighbors just like slammed a door. I don't know if you heard that. In case you haven't realized from any of my videos, I live in a very noisy place. I have to have the window open right now because it's really hot and I'm miserable. But then my neighbors are like crazy loud, and the people who live above me are like tap dancing water buffalo or something, because they're literally always, yeah, it's a whole thing. If you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. Anyway, so you'll notice that this house is very, very well put together, and you'll kind of notice that about the family as well. They almost look like, clothing-wise, like they're like color-coded or something in the house as well. I tried to make everybody kind of like light blue and tan and white and like wood tones, and very just like, yeah, you know how there's those people who just like, no matter when you see them, they look great, and like they're always well groomed, wearing completely matching clothing, like accessories, everything. That is the Joneses. And I think that kind of fits with like what the theme of the family is supposed to be, like that really well put together kind of thing. So the house itself is like gorgeous, honestly. Like it's like super, super put together. everything has a place. There's no like clutter or anything, even in like the kids' rooms and stuff. Like, sure, maybe there's a couple things on their desk or something, but nothing's like, there's no like dirty laundry on the floor or anything like that. So that's kind of like the idea, is that I almost wanted it to look like a model house. Like if you ever see like realtor websites and stuff, when they try and sell homes, they create like model houses, you know, to make you want to buy it, and they make it look really beautiful and really nice. And that was like the idea behind this, is I wanted it to just look so perfect. Like you walk in there and you're like, wow, how did you do this? And then Angela, who is the stay-at-home mom, is like, because I'm great and because she's good at this and whatnot. So that's kind of the idea behind this actual household. So I hope you like it. I have mentioned it in previous videos that if you scroll down into the description, oh, you know what I didn't say is that this is part of a world building thing. I'm trying to recreate all of the households and lots in the game for all of the worlds. I haven't updated the actual like worlds at all for some of the newer worlds that have come out, like the one that came out with the Paradise Island Living Pack, whatever. I haven't gotten to do that yet, even though it's been out for quite a while. But so some of the older houses I've been working on for quite a while. So yeah, down in the description box there's a link. There will be a couple links, but one of them is a link to my Wix site. And I mention this in every video as well. I've worked really hard on it. I'm not very good at this kind of stuff in general. So if you have the time and you want to like look over it and just kind of let me know if you have any thoughts or feedback on it or whatever, I would really appreciate it, because this is not something that comes native to me. So I would really love it if I could get some feedback or anything on that. So yeah, if you go on that website, it'll have all of the information for this family, as well as like some screenshots and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, one other thing that you might notice about this house as well is that it's a very nice house, like in terms of monetary value, I guess. There's a normal dining room, there's a formal dining room, there's a family room, there's a living room, they have an office, they've got lots of bedrooms, of course. And yeah, again, it's just those people that just seem to have everything together and everything looks great. So whether or not, like I said in the little description of the household, like depends what you consider perfect. If you want to like add some extra kind of story into what's going on with this family, you are of course more than welcome to. I left it kind of vague for a reason, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you like the little story that I created for this family. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to discuss is I follow a lot of other people who like play The Sims online, and some of the gurus and stuff on Twitter. And also, you know, in the box below I have my Twitter linked as well, so you should look at it, because I post lots of I retweet and I like other posts from other people who are funnier and more creative than I am. So yeah, good content. It's just not necessarily like original content. Anyway, so there was an announcement recently that kind of confirmed, I guess, and from what I understand, that The Sims 5 is coming and they're working on it, and yeah, and which I'm excited for, because I haven't played all of the games in the Sims franchise. There's a lot of people who have played literally every single thing available. I haven't necessarily done that. I've played some of them. I've played The Sims 3 was like really my thing. I loved The Sims 3. Like I could play The Sims 3 forever and ever and ever. But now I play it sometimes still, but you know, the lagging issue is an issue for a lot of people, and it is an issue for me sometimes. So sometimes that does kind of stop me from playing The Sims 3. I played The Sims 2 like a tiny bit. It was kind of closing up right as I was starting to play the game, so I played it a little bit, but not really to like a large extent. And then The Sims 1 was too old for me. I never played it when I was a kid. So since The Sims 5 has been kind of confirmed, I guess. And like I said, this is from stuff that I've seen on Twitter. I don't have like receipts or anything like that. I don't know how true this is or whatever. It's just what I've seen online. people have been talking a lot about like what they want to see in The Sims 5. And I've seen some polls recently about the open world thing, which if you've played, you know, previous franchise games, The Sims 3 was like the game that did the open world thing, which personally I was a huge fan of. That's probably why I liked the game so much. I really, really, really enjoyed that part of the game. You could just kind of like explore and wander around, and I really liked, if you remember that like reward that you could get from aspiration points or whatever, the collection butterfly thing, that was my favorite. I used to love to just like go around the world and you could find like lots of cool different stuff and whatnot. I used to think that was really fun. And I used to love to just like go to the neighbors' houses and the different opportunities that would pop up, and I thought it was just a really fun game. I'm disappointed that it seems like the mechanisms of the game didn't work too well and that it had such a short lifespan, because I thought it was a really great game. So that being said, I've seen some polls about whether or not people want the open world or whether or not people want loading screens or whatever, and in my view, I cannot understand why someone would not want an open world. Of course, you know, people have different opinions and whatnot, but I really, really loved the open world. I thought it was super fun, and I thought it brought like a whole new dynamic to the game. So if you are a person who would not like the open world in the next game for this franchise, please comment and let me know why, because I wasn't really able to find a lot of like detailed comments on Twitter about why people thought the way that they did. And so when I saw this poll, it was actually 50-50, like literally 50-50. People had said yes, they want the open world, or no, they don't want the open world. So it seems like it's like a pretty contentious topic, I guess. So I'd really love to hear what you have to think, because I don't necessarily understand it. So yeah, please let me know, because I'd love to hear it. And then I do have another request for suggestions as well. I have recently become aware of Reddit. I know Reddit has been around for like forever, but I just never really got into it. I didn't really understand how it worked. I was honestly kind of confused by it, and I did not understand what was going on. However, my boyfriend has recently introduced me to why Reddit is good, I guess, or why people like Reddit, and I agree. I have found, you know, different communities and subreddits and whatnot that I enjoy to ponder and look at. So if anyone has any really good Reddit communities, please let me know, because I have been trying to find some more that I like. I do, you know, I followed The Sims, of course, because why wouldn't I? I follow a lot of cooking stuff because I like to cook quite a bit. I followed some stuff about like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that sort of thing, because I'm not like super into Lord of the Rings. I'm definitely more of a Harry Potter person, but I'm trying to get into Lord of the Rings and to read the books and whatnot. It just hasn't quite happened yet. And then I also follow like some beauty stuff, because I get pretty into makeup sometimes. And maybe some other random ones, but if you have, and dance stuff, because I did dance like most of my life. So if you have any really good suggestions about Reddit threads or Reddit communities or whatever that you really enjoy and you think are worth a ponder, please let me know, because I'm looking to expand my my repertoire. Anyway, the other thing I was going to mention when I was talking about The Sims 3 and how I was like obsessed with it, and you know, the open world and whatnot, it kind of made me realize that, like, so when I was a kid, the only game that the only video game that I really played was The Sims 3 or The Sims 2 at the very, very end of it. And like that was really it. We didn't have like a PlayStation or a Wii or anything like that. So I really did not play like any other games. I just played that PC game, and I think I had like a Harry Potter PC game too or something, I don't remember. But so over holiday break, this most recent, you know, like Christmas time or New Year's time or whatever, I actually, my boyfriend plays, or he did play, I don't know exactly how in detail or how much he played Skyrim, but he introduced me to Skyrim, and I didn't actually get to play through like the whole story because break ended. I think I only played it like 3 or 4 times, but it was really fun. And now that I was kind of thinking about it, I think it was like the open world concept that I really liked about it, honestly. I mean, since I haven't played a ton of video games, the whole like battle situation, like when you meet like foes or whatever and you have to like get rid of them or run past them or whatever, that is not something that I am particularly skilled at. Since I haven't really played a lot of video games, it's not something that like comes naturally to me. I would get really confused, and I got better towards the end, of course, but I did have a hard time you know, dealing with that. And there was a couple times when I would run into like an enemy and then I would just like run past it because I would keep trying to kill it and it wasn't working, and so then I'd have to just like run past it. So so yeah, I kind of, the more I was thinking about it, I feel like that's probably why I liked the game, because it's kind of similar to The Sims 3 in the sense that like the exploration and like the open world and how you get to just like open up the map and like go to different places, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of interesting. I don't know if there's any other games that you know of that are like that. Like I said, I'm really like inexperienced with the whole game situation or like the whole game world. I really did not grow up doing any of that. But now that I'm kind of getting older and I've gotten introduced to some of that kind of stuff, I feel like it's stuff that I really enjoy doing. It's really fun. So if you have any suggestions about games, especially PC games, because I don't have a PlayStation or anything. So I'm honestly just going to kind of sign off here and just remind you to check out my website that I have published below, and then of course follow me on Twitter because I retweet and like a lot of good content. Yeah, so let me know if you have any like suggestions for my world building or any of the stuff that I referred to in the video. I would love to hear it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.